So hello my dears, I am delighted to bring you this very pretty little suitcase. And you can see we've got all of this going on. We've got handles, we've got a magnetic closure, because you know I love a magnetic closure. And let's have a look at what we've got going on inside. We have got a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to take this stuff out and I'm going to show you what's going on with this little suitcase. I'm going to need some props here because I'm aware that the angles of the video won't work for you, because I need to be like that and you need to be able to see what's going on. So I'm hoping that's okay, that's all right. Right, let's start with what we've got in this suitcase. Let's have a look. First of all, we've got this bed that folds flat like this, and you can open it and place it inside the doll's house like this, and you've got a little mouse hiding underneath the bed there. So that goes in place like that. Next up, you've got this little chest of drawers, well, this little drawer, this little wicker drawer, and it's got a little string handle, which I really love. There's some bits and pieces in the drawer. I'll empty those out and we'll pop the drawer in place. We've also got a wardrobe, and the wardrobe has got some little dresses with tabs on. The wardrobe goes here. You can rearrange this room. Things have been made with that in mind, so things fit in different places. The dresses are for our little doll here. One of the things that we had in the drawer is a stand for our little doll. So she will fit on the bed and she'll lie down on the bed, and she'll also fit in here so that she can stand up. Obviously we're on an angle here for the video, so I can't make that happen. So she will stand up there. We've also got in the drawer these little bits and bobs. There's a goldfish bowl, which is so cute, and we've got a little plant as well. They'll both sit nicely, and we've also got a bedside lamp here as well, which will also stand up on there, but obviously because I'm on an angle I can't do that. We've got a little table here that folds flat and also folds up nicely, and that will sit as part of your decor. We've got a little rug here as well that will fit on the floor. We've got a little cat. Now I intended to glue this little cat onto the end of the bed here because there's a little mouse hiding underneath the bed, but I haven't done that just yet. I've also got a cushion, and the cushion fits on the rocking chair, and the rocking chair actually rocks. Again, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage because I'm on an angle, so I can show you guys. And the cushion can fit on the rocking chair like that. And last up, we have this ottoman, and the ottoman is currently empty, but that opens and that will fit. It's been designed to be the same width as the bed, so it will fit there. It also goes this way round like this, so you've got some options there with how you design your room and how you play with this space. So there we go, that's the doll's house in a suitcase. So here we go, I'm really excited for this. I'm beginning by printing out pages 1 to 6 of your kit. So there's this one, this is the top and back of the suitcase. Then we've got this one. Now this is page 2, and this is the only one I'm reverse printing. I'm reverse printing it with this page here. This is all 250 gram, by the way, for me. You can go a little bit lighter if you like. It's quite a big structure, but it's going to have a few layers as well going on, so you should be okay a bit lighter. But I love my 250 gram. Then there's this page, then there's this page, and this page, and this page. Oh, I can't wait to get started. Right, I'm going to go ahead and cut all these things out, and we'll make a start at putting the actual case together. So I've cut as much as I can out with my paper trimmer, and I thought it might be useful to cut this out on camera, because I'm going to be cutting these flaps here. So I'm just going to go down into the centre of that circle there, and then cut out my flap. They don't have to be. So here are my 2 pieces. Let's start with the base, and I've scored all of my black lines here. So now I'm going to start to fold. Might employ a bone folder. Let's grab it. There, I've got 2. I like this one. I like the shape of it. And crease and fold and crease and fold. And what I'm going to do here is glue these 4 flaps at the edge here. And I'm going to let that go tacky. Just helps with the construction to have some instant grab. You don't have to. You can go in straight away if you want to. Or you can use bulldog clips. Whatever your preferred method is. Okay, there we are. Doesn't take long with this glue. With it being alcohol based, it likes to kind of evaporate, so it's pretty cool all round. Oh no, look, I haven't creased that one, and now I've got to crease it with glue on. Good start, mate, good start. But I've done the others. Right, so I'm folding this up. I'm making a box. I'm folding this tab up inside this flap. I'm making sure that my edges all line up nicely at 90 degrees, and I can't wait to turn this over to see how those little suitcase corners, those little reinforcing corners that I've printed on there are looking. But I'm not going to. I'm holding off until it's done. Delayed gratification. Oh my God, as if I haven't had enough of that already. 3 o'clock this morning. There we are. And the last one. Go on, get in there, mate. There we go. Oh my gosh, I get to turn this over now. This is brilliant. Right, all my edges are all kind of nice and neat. The squarer and the more accurate you can get all of this stuff, obviously, the better your finished result is going to be. There, it looks lovely. It's quite sturdy already at 250. Are we ready? I'm so excited about this. Let me have a look. Oh! Oh my gosh, look, it's done just as I wanted it to. Now I can see, obviously you've got black lines there. I've got to put the black lines on. I try and keep them pale as I can, but I have to put them on so you know where you're folding. So I'm going to ink. I'm absolutely going to ink this project. I want it to be beautiful and immaculate. So I've got these 4 little flaps now. See those babies there? I'm going to glue all of those 4 little edges. Don't need to do that on camera. Okay, I've had to make a bit of a change to one of the templates, which is this one. It's page 2, 250 gram, reverse printed with that sheet with page 12. Now you'll see here that I've added an extra bit. If you're on US letter and you can print borderless with this page, go for that. Otherwise, go for a border and I'll tell you what to do. If you are on A4 sized paper, you're missing a bit of this. On the original, you've got this whole section repeated, but we haven't got room for it, and I'm not reducing everything down. I don't want to. We can make this work. So this is printed with a border. So I've got all of this as it should be, and I'm just missing this little bit here. So when you cut this out, just go straight to the edge. Don't trim that white bit of paper off. Keep that white bit of paper on. Okay, I'm going to cut that out and we'll come back and put it together. It's cut out, and you can see that I've left this little bit of white. I'm on A4. If you're on US letter and you've got borderless printing, you'll just be able to squeeze it on. If you haven't, go for your border and leave that border in there. And then I am going to fold all of these black lines that I have creased on my scoreboard. I've scored them all. Not that little line there, not that one, ignore that completely. And then you can go ahead and you can fold all of them, and they're all folding inwards. Going to put some glue on these tabs here. And I'm going to let mine go tacky, because then I get my nice instant grab that I like, and also for the couple of minutes that they're taking, or the minute that they're taking to go sticky, I can have a very needed cup of coffee. I've been running around all day and I've just come home absolutely desperate to get stuck into this. There we go. And coming back to this beautiful little item here that's now got tacky edges, and it's going to fold these over and hope that they stick. It's quite thick card and I'm asking it to fold right round on itself, so it's a big ask. So I may have to go in and tell it what I want it to do a few times, and by that I mean keep pressing it down. Don't want to use bulldog clips. Oh gosh, it looks so good. You'd like get this as like a gift box with soaps in or something like that. It's so pretty, look at that. This is for the little girl in all of us. There we go. They've had a chance. So I'm going to wrestle these. They don't really want to fold over on themselves 180 degrees. So they take a bit of persuading. That's why letting your glue go tacky is a nice technique. Bulldog clips work just as well. So there we go. That's that. And whilst that was going tacky, I inked all my corners, and I love inking a box. I love the effect that it gives, and one of the reasons I love it so much is that because you've folded and you've damaged the fibres in this paper a little bit, it really takes the ink very, very nicely. You get that beautiful effect. I think it's great, and also it hides your darker construction lines. So that's that. We can now begin to assemble this box. Now, which bit should we do first? We've got options. You've got these here. I've given you too many of these in the kit. Like I say, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, so you've got some spares of that, which you can maybe adapt to make something else out of for the inside as we go. Up to you. Right, so we've got these 3 pieces. You need these 2 with this little shape cut out, and you need one of these long pieces. Now these pieces, we're good to glue those straight in half, just the 2 short ones with the tabs. Now I don't know because yeah, I invented this, so there were no rules when I was doing it. There were no instructions. This piece here is going to fit inside this piece here, and this is going to be, it's going to come up and close like that. Okay, one piece on top of the other. They don't fit on inside each other like that. No, no, no. They go next to each other like that when they're closed. So if you've printed on US letter, you'll have more to play with here than us A4 folk have got, but it doesn't matter, we've got enough. You've got this section here, which is your base, and then this little section, or this bigger section, depending on how much you've got, is going to glue on here like that. We'll stick these in first, so they can glue together. And then we have this long section here. Now what's going to happen here, my loves, when these glue down properly? Come on, I want to get on. What's going to happen here is that I'll pop them in so you can see, because it's always easier, isn't it? This little rounded part here is going to be at the bottom. Okay, this little rounded piece here is also going to be at the bottom, so position those where they fit. It's a nice snug fit, but it needs to be. This is the top, and this is going to sandwich these tabs here. Like I say, it's a very, very snug fit, perfectly designed by my good self. So they all fit in there like that, and we're going to glue all those in, and then you will see, and I'm showing you ahead of time because I think it helps to make sense of it rather than just me just saying do this, do that. If you've got some understanding of it, so much the better. So you can see now that we've got this extra lip just inside this nice double fold of paper with that nice folded edge on it. So this piece then, get it together, is then going to sit on top of that piece there. Beautiful, beautiful. It works so, so beautifully. Look at that. So you see what I mean? That just slips on there. This folds down, and we've got our opening suitcase. It's working beautifully, folks, beautifully. So which bit do we tackle next? I think what we'll do, there's nothing to stop us actually. Let's glue this piece in here. So we're deciding which our top is going to be, and I'm going to glue the inside top of my box, and I'm going to get quite a nice lot of glue on here. And you see the attention to detail, which I love, and I love going to these extra lengths. I'm making sure that your cardboard form, your box shape, your suitcase is a nice sturdy form by the time you've finished, and also that you've got these nice neat folded edges. I don't like something that's just a single sheet, or it's just cut and it all looks a bit flimsy and could be better. I like to go that extra mile for you. So that's in there like that. I'm going to let that go tacky for a moment, and then I'm going to stick this piece in. See that white? And you can pop that in place. Glue it down. Oh my God, I love. Make sure it's in the middle. So you've got a tiny, tiny little margin either side, just a whisker, but you need that in the middle. That then sticks down. This piece can then fold up, and we're going to glue these side pieces into place now. So glue down both of these edges. And I appreciate you can't see inside this box probably, and I do apologise if the camera is refocusing all the time and going blurred, because I'm coming close to the camera with this large form. So I'm getting some glue on the inside short edges on both sides. Come on, glue, get on. There we are. It's raining outside. It's lovely. It's been a beautiful, beautiful day. I've had some errands to run, and my little Tig's to drop off at her friend. She's gone to watch a film, and I called in to see my best friend, and we had a cup of coffee together. So that was really, really nice. Did some running around. Went to pick up a prescription for another friend. Came back home. To the most beautiful, beautiful rainbow. Oh my goodness. It was the best rainbow I've ever seen. And I almost didn't go that way. I almost didn't see it. And for some reason, I just said, oh, go on. Yeah, you know, we're going that way. And there it was. Like a gift from the gods, my loves. And I might as well, while I'm here, put some glue on that tab there on the outside, and this tab here on the outside, and let those go tacky, remembering that the rounded piece and the narrow tab is to go at the bottom of my box. This is the top of my box. My suitcase, it's no longer a box, it's a suitcase. I can't wait to see how this all looks when it's put together. You know, I really, really can't. I'm so looking forward to it. Well, it's happening right in front of me right now, right here, right now. There, that's that. I'm letting that go a bit tacky, aren't I? Although I'm being very gung-ho about it, and I just want to do it because I want to see it come together. So we've glued the insides of our boxes. I've glued the outside of these two tabs, and this is all going in place now. It seems to be coming together. It seems to be sticking quite well, actually. I'm not asking pieces of card to fold back on themselves or do anything they don't want to do. I'm just saying go there. And it's going there quite nicely. There we go. Ah, looks fabulous so far. And then I've got this section to glue. I'll get my big glue here. Yeah, all the glue. Go over here, we don't need you. All over there. There we are. And this is going to, oh God, I love this glue. It's alcohol-based glue. I don't know if you may have seen me mention it before. It's called Collal, and I love it because, oh, here's the bottle in more detail, more slowly, if you fancy getting yourself some of that. I've used a lot of glues, and this is my go-to. Not least to, I love the smell of it. It smells like Sharpie pens or marker pens. But it's just so good, so good. And when it goes tacky and dries, you can rub it off like an eraser. So if you get some on there and you go like this with it, it comes off. It's marvellous. And with it having no water content, it doesn't buckle your paper when you're sticking two pieces of paper together. Obviously, I don't have that problem with this card. Look at that. Looks great. Right. So now this piece is going to fit inside here. This is going to fold up, and this is going to go on here. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to ink here. You probably don't want to see me doing that, but I'll do a little bit of live inking. Look at how nicely that goes onto the, it kind of just gets absorbed into the fold where we damaged the paper fibres, and then the rest of it comes over. Look how deep that goes just on the corner, and the rest of it just comes over. It actually darkens where we made our where we've got our construction lines, those darker lines, but because we've got this brown vintagey grungy bit going on either side of it with the dauber, it just gels it all together so nicely. And it's quite satisfying to do as well because it's quite sturdy. Little flimsy bits of paper get on my nerves. There we go. Any more? Any more for any more? We'll do that one. Should we do that one? Yes, we should. I can do that after. Doesn't matter. I think I can do them all after, actually. But, you know, I'm here now. I'm in for the afternoon. I've been looking forward to this so much. And it's very nice to have you along with me. Right, so that's that. That looks fab. This looks amazing. I don't know if I should ink this now as well. I might as well. Nothing to stop me doing it afterwards. There's going to be nothing in the way. Sometimes you have to think about, will you be able to access it? And the answer is a very loud yes on this one. But I seem to be going for it anyway. There we are, that'll do. I can go more if I want to later. Now, this piece here, we've got, this is 1 inch wide. So anything you've got past that 1 inch fold mark there, you're good to glue. This is going to be our hinge, so I'm going to make sure, well, this is our hinge here, this line, but this area is going to be taking the strain on the hinge, so we'll make sure we get a good lot of glue on that. Going to let that go tacky. Back in a minute. Right, here we go then. Let's stick this thing down. Now then, how best to do this? Yeah, I think have this one upright. This is your little curved bits here, that's the bottom. And you're just going to pop this piece inside. It's very snug, and so it should be. And if you want to actually give yourself just a little tiny bit of wiggle room, you can just snip off yourself a little angle there. That might make the job a bit easier. So you're aiming to stick those two creases together, so you've got this 1 inch section at the bottom. You see mine's a little bit off there, so if I go back in there and try and just push this on just a little bit more. Close this up and see how it's looking. That's okay, that's as near as damn it. It is tricky, it is tricky. But there we are, there we have it. We've got our box. Now you can see here that I've got a slight lip there, and this one is sitting slightly lower. So I've got that slight discrepancy. But as my nan would say, blind men on galloping horses wouldn't notice it. And by the time we've got the rest of this thing put together, we're going to be absolutely great. Now all of this green that we printed on the reverse of this sheet was only ever so that we would have those little bits on the sides showing. This is going to be completely covered up with this sheet, and this is the floor, and we're not going to crease this just yet. We're going to pop it in. Now pop it in, see which way round it fits. It clearly goes, I say clearly, it's almost the same both ways. It is actually pretty square, and I've deliberately made it too long on one edge because I didn't want to make it a whisker too short, because that would annoy me. So I thought go for a little bit extra, and then we'll trim it down. So pop yours in, see how it fits, and I know that I've got a whisker to trim off there, so I'll go and do that. So I've got this section here, which I'm going to cut down a little bit more because I've got a fold mark over there. I don't want that ridge in the way. This isn't going to be seen, but I think it might be helpful. I'm going to do it on mine anyway. And I'll tell you how it works. You don't have to do it on yours. A little bit of extra rigidity for where I've made the crease. This one that goes it here. Get your words out, Emma. There you go. You can see when we're closed, we've got that's the one that's folding open, and this one doesn't want to fold, doesn't want to crease at all. At the moment, you see that's giving me some issues there that I don't want. So to get rid of that, I'm going to take this extra piece of card here and I'm going to put this in here, and it's going to give me that extra little bit of rigidity in that area. I think that's a brilliant idea. There we go. So now when I come to close this, there we go. I've gotten rid of that issue where it was bending about the place. I've got that extra sturdiness there. Fabulous solution. And then this is all going nicely, and then I'm going to have to take this and manually fold this down like this and make this crease on this piece of paper as an afterthought. That's interesting. But we can do it, we can do it. There we are, it's done already, it's done. And what's nice about that actually is that I haven't got too pronounced of a crease. Yeah, it's working well, it's working well. And I can do this kind of behaviour here, just gently, so I can teach that piece of card how it needs to fold. There we are, look, 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 it's all done. Our box is made and it's staying shut, it's working. Now these little beauties are my handles. So I cut them out. If you want to, what I did with one of mine was I cut out a bit of the shape so I had something to line up, and then I popped a bulldog clip on it, and then I cut the two shapes out together. And there's two little marks, two little lines to follow on this semicircle at the end there, and the same on this one. There we are. And these are going to, handles are going to fold together and glue together, and these little tabs push outwards like that, and they're going to stick, one each on top. So cute, so cute. Right, I'm going to glue these together and then I'm going to ink all around. So here's my handles. And I'm folding these little bits. I've stuck the main body of them together, folding these little bits outwards like that. They look cute, little feet. And I've inked as well, and you can see, oh my gosh, look how a bit of ink really just ties everything together. It really does next level, in my opinion, your paper creations, your journals, your paper crafts. I love it, really, really love it. There's not often I don't use it. Didn't use it for the mermaid's purse, just felt it wasn't warranted there, to a large extent. There we go, so we've got some glue on our little feetses there. Pop those to one side, and I'll bring this back into play now. Now I've got this sheet here, so I'm going to get some glue all over here. And I think I'm going to have to make a closure for this suitcase. I thought it might stay together on its own, but I don't think it will, you know. I think we're going to have to make a closure, but thankfully we've got just the bits we need already in the kit to get a bit creative and think of a closure. So this now, awkward on this box. We're nearly done with the box, guys. It's going to be out of the way in a minute, and it's going to be much easier on the video. So that's going in there. Oh my gosh, fits beautifully. Well cut, Emma, well cut. So there we go. We've got our wallpaper, looks beautiful. We've got our floor, and then we're closing this box up, and we've got our lovely, lovely suitcase all done. The only thing left to do is stick on our handles. Now, I haven't given you any measurements on this box, I'm just looking and I'm going halfway everywhere. So halfway between these two end points and then halfway this way as well, or thereabouts. It looks great. And then doing exactly the same thing on the other side. Line those up. I'm going to bring those, I might bring them in a little bit more towards the middle actually. Still got a little bit of wiggle room there. I'll do that. And there we are. I'm going to let those dry, but eventually you'll be holding those together like that. So here is the next page that we're going to be working on. We're starting to fill up the case now with the Dollhouse items, and I am thrilled to bits to get going with this. It's so cute. This is the bed, and then there's a couple of little fussies. We've got a little stand-up goldfish bowl, and we've got this little cat here. So I'm going to cut these pieces out. This is 250 gram again, and I'm not reverse printing, even though we will. So here are the pieces for the bed, and here is my cup of tea that I've just been brought, so I'm feeling rather looked after, which is very, very nice. Now this piece folds straight in half. Don't score that. We've got some score lines here and here and here, and this is folding in half, so score there, and you're also scoring there. This headboard is good to be glued together without any further ado. This piece, not to the table, this piece here is going to fold in half. This piece here is going to fold inwards like this, and you may have noticed there is a little mouse hiding under the bed. So that's that. That piece can glue. Like this. I haven't let that go tacky, have I? What am I like? What am I like? Stick, 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 stick. Now this piece here is going to glue down onto that piece there, and this piece is then going to fold up. So I guess you can go ahead and fold this up. Mine's not quite straight. Get that straight. There we go. Let's check that it's lining up as it should on this side. It's a more sensible thing to do. And then I'm going to glue these two pieces together, these two little arched pieces, the top of the foot of the bed. I might let that go tacky, you know. Might do. Might not. There we go. So they go like that, and we're safe to glue that. Well, to pop that down. This section isn't glued, obviously. That flips over like that. I hope that's clear. This section here is going to fold under, and I'm going to glue this little flap thus. And I am going to let this one go tacky, and I'm going to get a little bit of my tea. So I will see you in a moment. Look at the little, this is still going tacky. It would have been a good idea to have folded these two pieces inwards. Your headboard will flip around 180 degrees, so you can get that out of the way. I've got my little bit there. You can fold this before you go sticking your glue on your tab if you want, although it doesn't get in the way. It's okay. We're all right. I hope these two side pieces aren't too long. They're overlapping a little bit. We'll see. Right, so your bed, you'll see now, is 3D. You've got these two pieces that fold down to the side that form the sides of the bedspread coming down. They work so well, it stands up even without the headboard on. This is a winner, guys, an absolute winner. So now this has gone tacky. That's what this line is for here. You are going to glue this section hard at 90 degrees, isn't it, on this camera? I'll shift it as soon as I can. So you're going to glue just ever such a whisker above that that line there, so that you can't see it, and that is all going to work. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Let's just fold this down, give this a chance. I've still got a black line there. Could have inked over that a little bit. I've inked these headboard bits. But that's grand. And that's it. We've got a bed. Oh, look, we've got the bed. Let's have a look what the bed looks like inside the thing. Inside the box. Oh, this box, incidentally, when I've been having a look at it and having a fiddle about with it, it opens kind of like that, but that doesn't stand up too well unless you start to encourage this fold here to also be able to fold the other way. Oops, without breaking the thing. So it needs to have a little bit of fold memory so that it knows to go both ways. I need to get a bit more glue on there. I'll let that dry properly. There we go. So once you've done that, it stands up perfectly and the bed fits in. Oh my gosh and golly, oh my days, will you look at that bed? It looks amazing. It looks really, really good. Really good. Just exactly how I'd envisaged it. And this bed also, I am very pleased to announce that this bed folds up. I haven't actually done it yet, so there will be a best way. Probably like that. Like that. Either way, I think. But this bed folds up for storage in here. I haven't got a clue. By the way, I've made all these things to go in it. I haven't got a clue if they're all going to fit because a lot of them don't actually fold up. But the bed does. The bed does. And it works so, so well. Let's have another look at it. Ah, if you want to write, of course, you've got some secret little space down there. This isn't designed as a journal so much. This is just a little whimsy there. That bed is perfect. Look at it. Great. Let's move on. Look, look, look. Can you see it? Look at it in there. It takes its place and it also fits this way. It's another thing with these pieces. I've designed them in such a way that they will fit in a few different ways. So you're not restricted to just having them in one place. It looks wonderful. Right, moving on. And this is the next page that I'm going to be working on. And I'm also going to bring into play this section here that was left over from another page. Now, I just want to show you the edges of these bits here. It may be a little confusing. If I get a sharp thing. I've gone over the edges. You can see some little faint white lines here. You may not be able to see it on the video, but you'll be able to see it on your printable. And I've gone over the edge onto these folds. It may be a little bit confusing when you come to cut it out. That's why I thought I'd mention it. But you are going to go right from the centre of this V here. There's a fine white line. And line your white line up and you're going to score there, and I'll just fold this one to show you how much. This is going to fold and fold. I might get a bone folder in here, get my edges nice and crisp. Now then, how do we make this, folks? Let's fold all the pieces up and glue those down first. So I'm gluing on all of these pieces here, and the reason I've cut these little V shapes in is to allow this fold to fold nicely without there being two layers of card. It all gets a bit bulky, bit messy. They don't like it, the card. The card don't like it, especially on a small scale like this. So, you know, it's just attention to detail from a design point of view. Cut that in with glue. Right, I'll give that a moment to dry, a moment to go tacky rather, and let's have a look at this one. And the same with this one. Ooh, get on your line, folks, come on. This one's a little bit shorter. That's grand. I'll make sure I'm getting this all right. Have I actually scored that? Yes, I have. There we go, that's fine. I don't know what you're mithering about, Parish. It's wonderful. Gentle with those, because I don't want to be tearing into that little V. Do that. These pieces are going to form the base of this basket. And again, you can see where I've gone over the edge there. Then I've got a little one at the end. So all of these fold inwards. And I think, are we good to do this one? Let's have a little look. No, I'm going to open these on this one. And I'm going to form my base first. So I'm going to put some glue on these little tabs here, on these 3 little tabs. And I think I'll probably also put some glue on this tab, so this can be going tacky also. And now we wonder if this has gone tacky enough. Feeling good. They just all stick down on top of there like that, looking fabulous. Let's get a bit of a bone squidge on this side. So that's all nicely stuck down. And then, oh, look at me, I'm an idiot. Don't stick down your last one. Bring this round. I didn't put any glue on there. Don't need it. Got glue on there. Let's put a little bit. Don't stick your last one down. Get your finish all nice inside as well. That was the whole idea of doubling these up so that you had this nice folded edge on the end of your pieces. So stick that in place and then stick this down over the top so you can't see that little tab on the inside. Just an extra little nice touch. And there, that is your little chest of basket, your little chest of drawers. But it's not a chest of drawers, it's a little basket. Oh, there was another thing I was going to do and I haven't blooming done it. What am I like? Should I do it now? I've got my glue on. I can make the holes now. Right, I want to poke one hole here. I very nearly put 2 little dots on here for you, but then I thought, do you know what? No, because if you don't want to do this, I don't want you to have 2 little dots where you don't want 2 little dots. You can put some little brads, I guess. You know, those little mini ones. But I'm going right the way through here. And my idea is to get my ball of string, which is an amazingly beautiful ball of string. I think you'll have to agree. £2 from a car boot sale. tried to whittle him down. Well, will you take £1? And he said, no, it's a good ball of string, that. I said, you know what, it is a good ball of string. And I couldn't deny his right for his £2. So I'm going to pop my piece of string through one hole there and cut this down. Don't need all of that. And I've got a thick bit there that I'll never get through this hole. And I'm going to stick my other bit through here, all things being equal. There we go. So I'm making myself a little handle here. Oh my God, that's so cute. I like it a lot. Let's cut this big piece of grass off. And I've got a big brown bit there I don't want. I'll bring that through there. So I've got this little handle. Oh, that is mega cute. Now, I'm not going to tie knots in here because bulk. But what I am going to do is just give as much of that as I can. I'll leave those handles like that. I'm going to stick a whole load of glue over there. Right, how do we do this, folks? What we do is we bring it up, form a box. We want to make sure that, like we do with all boxes, make sure that your edges are all nice and neat on the outside, thus, and everything's lining up as it should. Especially when you're on a small... I didn't crease that one first. What a numpty. There we go. Do it the wrong way round. That'll do. I want to have glued that as well. Look at me, ahead of the game. So I'm bringing all of these pieces together now and hopefully they'll all marry up nicely. I've got a slight discrepancy there. I'm going to make the choice to make sure that I've got an even gap running all the way down there rather than have that on an angle. I think that's what I'm going to do anyway. Yeah, I'll do that. Looks nice. And that's the back. This is the front with my cute little handle. And now I'm going to glue these tabs down inside and I will glue those long string pieces underneath this flap here. Right, let's get on and do that. Gonna glue off camera. So I'm going to make sure that my pieces of string aren't too long so they're not sticking out the bottom once I have glued this in place. I'm going to make myself a little loop there as long as I want it. I'm going to hold that in place and then I'm going to press this side down, and there it is, folks. There's my little handle. It's a joy. And that string is all tucked down, sticking out the side on one side. Never mind, I'm going with it. And these pieces with their little V's cut out work really, really well. Really, really happy with that kind of design choice. Let's get a little bit of ink on this beautiful, beautiful basket. Now, I don't know if this is exactly the right size or if I need to trim it down. It's exactly the right size. Kind of like flying by the seat of my pants. Oh, it's too big. Look, I've glued it and I can't get it in. Let's trim it down just a tiny little bit. I think that fits now. Yes, it does. And the width as well, because I've got glue on the back of this now. I'm committed. Perfect. I could have got away without cutting that bit off, actually. I really could. I panicked. A little bit more ink on the edge here. Time for a new ink pad. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at it. That's my little basket. And this is my little shelving unit in which to house my basket. And that fits, oh my goodness, like a dream, like a little charm. And that can go in our doll's house suitcase now next to the bed. Look at it. Oh, lovely. Right, what's the next? Oh my goodness. Yeah, the next thing. Is the blithering rocking chair. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to have to go for it, and so are you. By the time you go for it, we'll know that it works, so we'll be fine. I'll be back in a sec. Now, these little curved shapes here cut down to this score line here on those 4 pieces. Right, let's have a look at what's a cut first. Let's make the cuts. There's a cut here in this inner elbow and there's a cut here. There are lines for you to follow, obviously. Which one you just taking a stab at it. There. Now the backs, am I going to go with a ruler? I want you to be able to see, so I'm going to go freehand. God help me. Am I? Well, we've got this little tab here to fold first. Let's do that one. It's funny, all the things I do, all the complicated little pop-ups and stuff, don't faze me at all, but this one. Oh, and I'll tell you what as well. Try and keep your score line a little bit lower, a little bit on the short side. So do it the chair side of the line rather than the sky side of the line. There we go. That's cool. That's great. That's the first one done. Right, they've got 2 here. Again, I'm just going to try and keep it just a whisker inside. Oh my God, do it straight. A whisker inside the score line. Let's have a look at that one. I don't know why. This is terrifying me so. This one, I'm going to go with a ruler, just a tiny little whisker inside my score line. I know the reason I'm a little bit nervous about it is because I'm going to be asking this piece of paper to go around this edge, and I've got folds to take into consideration. I've got the thickness of the paper to take into consideration, and really on this kind of scale you can only guesstimate at that, and I have done that to the best of my quite well informed ability, but the facts remain to be seen. So again, inside, just tiny little bit inside those score lines, and the back of my craft knife or another kind of folding tool. There we go. That's that one done. Let's do the same on the other side. Just inside. Oh, I'm going to use a ruler. It's not often either I use a ruler. Dear me. I'm invested. I really am invested for the success of this piece. And like I say, by the time you come to do it, we will absolutely know that it works. But I haven't seen this before. And designing on funny little angles is quite a challenge mentally. It's quite a challenge. I don't do maths. I have dyscalculia, which is like maths dyslexia. So sometimes I can make a bit of a mess of things, but not with my methods. With my workarounds, I do quite well. I do quite well. So that's that. All done. These pieces are all folding as they should, like that. So we've got this side of the rocking chair. It looks nice. Now this piece here, this is where it could all go wrong. So we've got some score lines. Got one there. That's going to fold. This one I'm a little confused about. I tell you what, let's go from the other side. And the ones I'm absolutely sure about. You can see where this pink ends and this blue starts. So there's your line. This one, straightforward enough. You've got a real clear distinction between the pink and the green. This is the one. Oh, this one's fine. You've got this tiny little green space here. You can go along that tiny little green line there. This one here is the one that's causing me the issues. Let's just measure that and see. Okay, there's another little green line here that you can follow. You'll need to have be in good lighting and have quite good eyes. So hopefully this is all going to work, and we're going to know in a minute whether I need to go back to the drawing board and remake this rocking chair or not. Right, so the front, this little section here, let's get this one. This little section here is this here. And then you've got the back section, and then you've got this little section that comes down like this. Clever little design if it works, fair dues. And do you know what? I think we're actually going to be all right. Let's go for it. So I'm going to pop that straight on there. I'm going to apply glue to this little tab at the front here. I'm going to go for this tab that's the seat area, or will be the seat area, and this front back that we would rest our back against, that little space, this teensy little tiny one up at the top here, and then the back of the rocking chair. I tell you what, I haven't half been dramatic about this rocking chair. Could have just gone in dead cool, couldn't I? And whilst I am waiting for that glue to do its thing, I've got my little cushion here. I've cut it out pretty much all the way around. I'm just gluing this together. Like that. And fold it and stick it. And then once that's stuck, I can just go in and just do this little edge here, snip, and a bit of ink around the edge, get rid of that white edge. Right, let's go. I'll put the cushion on the bed for now. Right, so this little narrow bit is the top here. So if you look at the side of the rocking chair, we've got the top. This piece needs to fold forwards. And then this piece is going to go like that piece is going to go like that, and that piece is going to go like that. So fold your shape to be sympathetic, with your rocking chair shape, so you know your pieces are the right way around. No great shakes. If you get it wrong, you just fold them the other way, it's fine. Now, where shall we start? Where do you think would be a good place to start? Let's start at the front. So I'm going to fold my tab round to 90 degrees and stick my piece in place, lining up this tiny point with that tiny point. And I'm gonna curl those round a bit, get them out of the way. And this is going to be a bit of a fiddle, because even though my glue's gone tacky, I'm still asking the paper to bend in all sorts of ways. No wonder I was nervous. It's quite a complex thing, but also I've got a really good feeling it's going to work. Now that one is slightly too long, but it's fine. It's fine. It's working. It's working. It's working. Yeah, it works. It works. So I think that's important. Just score a tiny little whisker inside on the rocking chair side of your score lines. It works. Will you look at that? There's my rocking chair. That one's a tiny little bit too long, but that's fine. That's fine. It's Papercraft. We're DIYers. Embrace imperfection. I hope these glue bits haven't gone too dry while I was faffing with that. This one should be more straightforward, apart from I might have a problem getting my fingers in there. Yeah, I've got a narrow bit here I need to contend with, haven't I? How am I going to do that? Pop it in. Go on, get in there. That's it. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. I could even get my folding bone up inside there, couldn't I? To give me that little... Yeah, so again, on this side, this piece is ever so slightly long. But that's fine. It's fine. Yours may be slightly different, depending on your minute differences in your scoring to mine. But it works, guys. It works. I've got an actual working rocking chair. I'm delighted with that. Note to self, just play it cool. Just play it cool. Pretend you know that it's all going to work. There, my rocking chair. I know it's going to rock. Look. Ah, is it centred? Is it balanced? A little bit back heavy. Well, of course it is, because it's got all the weight at the back here. Idiot. But there we go. There's the rocking chair. It's in. Right, so I've cut out this piece here. But before we go ahead and make that, I wanted to show you what this looks like with a little bit of ink on it. It's worked really, really well. I'm very pleased with it. Did I mention that? There we go. That can go in the doll's suitcase. This piece here, I'm also rather smug about. I wanted to design a little table for this, but I'm aware that I've got some pieces that aren't going to fold, and I'm going to be struggling to get all this stuff in. This piece I wanted to fold, and my thingy's gone funny. Hang on. There we are. So this was my solution. So cut your main shape out, and then you've got these score lines to follow. Here you've got 3, you've got 1 at the very edge of the table, then you've got 1 here, and you've got 1 here, and you've got the same going on the other side. I think, I hope it doesn't come across as being big-headed. I really, really hope it doesn't. It shouldn't. I'm just like really happy when a plan comes together and I design these things. I labour over them. I spend ages coming up with the ideas. So I think I'm allowed a little bit of trumpet blowing when they work. Also, did you see me rocking chair? Right, so we're going to start by folding these long pieces underneath. This is our tabletop here. That looks a bit of a weird looking table at the moment, but don't despair, because when we get into the centre of the table, we're going to fold this piece back out again, and the same on this side. Okay, and then we're going to glue those 2 pieces down, and I'm going to glue these. Are we gluing them? Right, we're gluing them. I'm doing it like this to add an air of mystery, but there is no mystery, because by the time you get here, you've already seen the walkthrough at the front of the video, which I make at the end of the video. So it will be no surprise to you what this is going to look like. Going to let those go tacky. So, that's had a bit of a chance to go tacky. I'm going to fold these legs in and glue them down. Now really, I need these pieces to be touching, those 2 pieces. So try and make that happen for yourself. Touching and lined up, because we're going to be gluing these pieces together as well. These half shapes. I don't know what they are. There's 1, 2, 3, 6 sides. You'll probably know what they are. Octagon. No, that's 8, isn't it? Don't know. Don't know what that's called. I did know, but you know, I've been around the goldfish bowl like quite a few times since then. So this piece also gets glued on this whole long leg here. I'm going to stick that together now. These pieces don't get glued. Fold them out of the way, in fact. Right, so line that up would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And there, obviously the glue has to dry. I'm not going to be fiddling about with showing you how it folds just now. But there, and I'm hoping this is going to stand up nicely. It should do. Ta-da! The table is complete. It looks good. It looks really good. It's quite sturdy and standy-uppy. And I know that it's the right height for the rocking chair because, you know, I used my brain. Right. But I'm going to show you the folding mechanism for this table. The top goes down like this. These pieces either come down or they go up, and then you're flat to pop that in and store it. Would even fit under the bed, I bet. Let's try that. Look at me go. Look at me space-saving ways. Right-ho then, the next page I'm going to be working on is this one here with the paper doll, her dresses and the wardrobe. I wasn't originally going to make a doll to go with this kit, but you know, I thought in the end, I thought I'm going to. And another thing I thought was, even though it wasn't designed for this, I got a good feeling they will fit. My daughter used to have them. So I'm very familiar with them, and I've still kept my favourite ones. The Sylvanian family characters. I think they're available the world over. They're absolutely beautiful. The ones I kept were the Persian cats because they're actually fluffy and they're lovely. I adore them. So one of those would fit in there quite nicely, I think, if you wanted to go that way. I don't know if you've seen me doing this before. Let me zoom in a little for you. But I thought it was worth noting and revisiting the way that I like to cut these things out when I've got these back-to-back fussies to do, is I will cut out some shapes. Here I've done down the leg on both sides, and I've done down the arm, and I've done down and round to the top of the head. And then I can cut these two pieces out, place them back to back, line up the pieces that I've cut out as accurately as I possibly can, and then glue them together, which is what I'm going to do now. So the leg was the important bit, the arm was the important bit. I can see that I've gone slightly different on those arms. That's not a problem, I can trim down. And then line up that head. That looks good. I'm going to let that dry properly before I come to cut it, otherwise I'm asking for trouble. Okay. Oh my gosh, fussy cutting. What a labour of love. I've done it to the best of my ability. There she is. I'm not going to cut out between her legs though. I'm going to leave that there. I think I have got a little stand for her somewhere in here in this kit. It's not on this page. So there are my dresses as well, all nicely fussy cut. So I can just fold over the tabs at the top. These tabs here will fold on an angle. These tabs here will fold on an angle. Let them fold, let them follow the angle of the skirt like that, and they'll fold round like that, which is what we're after. And they will then hook over her shoulders. They're one-sided. I was working on a plan to make them so they could go over her head or something, but oh gosh, I haven't nailed that. So I'm going with the traditional tabs over the top, and they work really, really well. So once we get the stand sorted out, we'll be grand. And of course, she does also take her dress off, call this her night dress. She does also fit on the bed. Wouldn't it be silly if she didn't fit on the bed? There we go. Right, wardrobe. Come on, let's go. Righto, chaps. The wardrobe. Let's get a bit of WD-40 on my chair. Let's cut out some doors. Back of the craft knife. ruler, maybe. So back of the craft knife, you're going to score the outside edges of this shape here. There and here, just scoring those. And similarly wise, if you want to make this an opener, you don't have to actually, you could leave this as it is. But if you want an opener there, score along the bottom. And then I'm going to cut my doors straight down the middle with the front side of my craft knife now. And down there like that. And I'm going to go across the bottom, all the way across the bottom, so I'm making a huge letter I, a little big capital I. Can't see where my end is there. There we go. Might do this one by hand just for thrills and giggles. Look at that, steady hand. I'm going to do this one now. Look at me, like going all like, yeah, look at me, I've got a steady hand. And this one will be like a piece of doily. There we are. I'm struggling with this light a little bit. I don't know what's going on. There we are. So I've got my little door there with its creasing opening. Now you'll notice that I haven't reverse printed this. This is white backing. But what I have done, because I do like to go that extra mile, as you know, is I've given you some little backing pieces for these doors so that they don't have to look, whatchamacallit, a bit flimsy. But they're not actually flimsy. So this is that piece for the back of the doors there. So you can cut that in half. I'm going to get some little brads too. Oh, I know I've got some actually in my little chest of drawers. Do you like my little chest of drawers? I made that chest of drawers. I see I've got some of these tiny little bits here. Yeah, so I'm going to make myself some little door handles. Why not? You don't have to. I need 3 of those, not 9. There we go, shut that up again because accidents happen. I'll get my book. I'll get my doors here. Oh, look at that nice padded cover. I could go in on the front of this cover, couldn't I? Oh, reckless. About halfway, I'm going to go there. Go in a little bit, go there. I'm going to make myself a little hole through the front of my doors and also my padded book. So it's an old diary. Tiggs really wanted it because it's got a gold edge. Mum, 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 I really, really want it. I really want it. And then she never actually used it. Look at that. That's throwing caution to the wind. Living life on the edge. Little tiny Brad, he's a little sweetheart, isn't he? Oh, goodness. So, like, edit that out and then do it properly. Open up those 2 little bits there. Look, there they go. Just as they should. Same here. Ouch! These little ones are a menace. They say it's the little ones you have to watch, isn't it? Or is that dogs? And I'll do the same on this bottom thingy here in the middle. Kind of in the middle. Oh my God! Can't believe I'm making holes in that book. It's quite liberating actually. It's quite good because there's no going back now. That's what that book is for. And it does it well. Fair dues, it does it well. So these are my little brads open, making sure that they're like that so they're not going to be getting in the way. Goodbye book, thank you. You're more useful now than you've ever been. And then I've got these pieces here. They're going on the insides of my doors, so I guess I can glue these on now. There's this piece here. We're folding we're folding, and then we're folding this piece on the top, which have I even creased this? I'm folding this piece underneath, not onto the top. Look at that. Crazy. Didn't even crease it. Let's get me folding down. Oh gosh, teach that a thing or two. There we are. There. Now, we'll leave that to one side just for a moment whilst we tackle this. And we've got, when you come to cut this out, again, the same with the basket, I've overlapped the pattern onto these little flaps, but these little flaps you need to cut. And if you're in any doubt whether to cut this piece or whether to cut that piece, it's always the piece opposite the taper that you need to be cutting. So that might be a bit of helpful advice there. And we're going to fold all of these little pieces that we've scored along the lines. It's a little confusing because we've obviously got the lines of this wood here. So you've got one here where you can see clearly that you've got this shape, and then you've got the start of this tab. You've got another one running along here. You've got one coming down here. That's an obvious one because you've got it coming straight down past this little cutout square shape. You've got another one here. It is distinct from these lines, so when you have a look at it, it's not actually too difficult to work out which ones are your score lines and which ones are the actual pattern on the wood. So now I'm just going to glue all my tabs at once because I'm feeling rather bold. After that rocking chair, I can tackle anything. So that's them. I'm going to let those go tacky. This little piece, you're going to fold these two side pieces inwards, and you're going to fold that extra little bit over to the top. And you are going to pop some glue on that bit there. Right, let's give all that a chance to go tacky. Back these two white sides, not the pattern side, the white sides, I'm also going to pop a bit of glue on these two little panels to go tacky as well. Right, shall we have a go at sticking this together? Let's. Top obviously comes down. We're forming a box is what we're doing. It's a shallow, long box. And we know how to do that, don't we? Yes, we do. So I'm going to start by just folding it up really into a box. You can pop this inside as you're constructing it. So one glued bit goes against one wall, the other glued bit goes against the bottom wall. Maybe make sure you get them like flush up against the bottom so it's nice and straight. And I'll show you when we open these wardrobe doors now, if I can, that shelf is just at the top there. Can you see? And then this top folds down. We're checking our corners are nice and square. This is the one that I've got slightly off, which is annoying. And you have to be slightly off, you know, because it's such a small space. Not even half an inch. There. So we've made this box, and then I can fold these 3 tabs down, bring my back over the top of the lot and close up my box for good. There we go. There's the wardrobe. This is the shelf that sits at the bottom of these 2 doors. And the reason I wanted a shelf in there was because, oh gosh, I faffed about with ways to hang these clothes up and completely gave up with that at the end. It's quite a complex thing. If you want to get yourself, what you can do, and I decided not to do for the video, is you can make yourself a little hole in there, and the same on the other side. You can thread a string or even use a cocktail stick or think of something like that you could then hook these tabs onto. But I was losing the will to live when I was trying to get this finished last night, and so I thought, do you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a shelf in, and these dresses are just going to sit in the wardrobe like this. And if you've got problems getting them all in because of the tabs, you can squish the tabs down or you can open the tabs out. And there you go. There's your wardrobe with the clothes in. Here's another drawer at the bottom that hasn't got anything in it. And there's your wardrobe. And if you just push those doors in a little bit, they'll kind of stay closed. And this is our final page for the project. And it's got all sorts of bits and bobs on. So I'm going to cut these out. This is printed on 250 again, and it hasn't been reverse printed. Okay, so here we are then. The last leg. Right, this piece here is very simply a rug. My little doll's house suitcase looks like she's moving house at the moment. But your little rug is just going to go on the floor. And I've left it loose rather than glue it in. So you've got options then when you come to design her room, how you might want it. So that's that done. This piece here is a little pot plant that you can fold these little tabs over, printed sides facing. You can line that up first if you like, that's helpful. There we go. So this little guy, once we glue him together, I like that. He will then stand up, which I appreciate your top down, but he will. I got a string of glue attached to me then. Look at that. There we go. He'll then stand up and he can go and live on your little bedside table or something like that. The lamp here is very similar. So I'll put him to one side. I'm going to ink these off camera in a bit. This here is a stand for our little paper doll who's here. She was having a lie down. It's got her feet on it there, as you can see. Oh, I haven't done this last crease. I'm going to do this last crease here where the semicircle starts to turn into a line at that outer point there. Right, how do these go, folks? This one folds printed sides together, and then we're zigzagging the next one like that, and then folding that piece down. So you've got this structure that then looks like that, like a zigzag. The second section along on either side, you're going to glue and stick those together like that. This will benefit from a nice firm folding bone extravaganza. And then this then stands up like this when it's glued together properly, of course, and your glue has dried. Shall I give that a minute? Let's give that a minute. I've got a bulldog clip handy. You've got two little very cute little teddy bears in picture frames that you can stick wherever you like. Now, if you're going to include the wardrobe in your make, then obviously you need to allow for the height of that. They were designed to go on the back, but equally they will fit on the sides, and I think I might put mine on the sides just so that I've got complete freedom on those walls there, but that's up to you. So they can go on there anytime. And this is the, gosh, the final bit. Here we go. This is the top and the base for the ottoman. And the ottoman we're folding up into a box form. So these tabs here are just to give you that nice folded edge so you haven't got a raw edge on your box. And we're folding all of these creases, which I'll show you on the other side. So I've already scored mine, obviously, and you can see in grey there are these lines to follow to crease and form this box form. If you're familiar with my work, chances are you've made a couple of box forms before, and of course you may have made them independently of me. So that's that. Let's have a look at what we're gluing now. I'm going to glue all of these flaps. I'm going to let those go tacky because I'm asking them to fold around 180 degrees on themselves. And they're going to go, no, we don't want to. And I'm going to be all like, yeah, glue. And they're going to be, no, So that's that. I've also got some little tabs to glue here. I'm going to go in all in with mine. You can watch me regret it in a minute. Then we got this little tab here to glue. If you want to do yours in stages and be very sensible about the whole thing, then obviously you go ahead and do that. So that's that one. Going to let that go tacky. This one is a similar sort of construction, but this is the lid. If you're in any doubts as to where to cut these flaps, which side of this flap to cut, you're cutting opposite the tapered edge. So they're going to fold inwards. I like this. And then all of these other lines that you can see, you need to score and then fold all of these guys inwards. Right, what we're gluing here, guys, we're gluing these ones first. I'm going to do this one in stages. Really just because you get all fingers and thumbs with it, and if you've got glue on your other bits it can get a bit messy. There we go. So that's that. Let's go back to this little guy here. She's got her feet and she is going to stand in here. Now obviously these pieces here aren't glued together, so they're going to be kind of like a bit open like that. So my plan for this is to just pop a little bit of glue in that triangle space there, and I guess you can come in a little way as well because her feet are only this wide, so long as you can get her feet in there, you should be good to go. Gonna let that go tacky as well. Right, I'm going to begin by folding this shape around. I think I haven't pre-creased those. What an idiot. This is what I mean by you get into a bit of a pickle with it if you glue all your edges at once. But if you're confident, you go for it. Right, so I'm bringing the base up first and sticking this edge at 90 degrees. So my little corners all butt up nicely there. And then fold this around. Fold up the whole shape. So everything looks nice and 90 degreesy. There, and once you've got that, then you can tuck these flaps under. And the reason they're slightly angled is just so that it makes that a nice easy job for you. There we go. That's our ottoman. Go around, obviously. Check your corners. Check everything's doing what it should be doing. You've got a little bit of wiggle room in this tacky glue still. There we are. That looks so cool. And this one now, this is the lid. I'm going to fold this up. I haven't creased this one either, look. Dear me. Have I done that one? I've done that one. So bring your tabs up so everything's sitting nicely again. You want those 90-degree angles to be nice and sharp. I love making these boxes and I think it shows. There we go. I just love taking a piece of 2D paper and designing something on it, making it into a printable, and then you get to create all these like 3D things. I really, really, really love my job. And then I'm going to put glue on all of these tabs at the top here, which I could have done like I did the ottoman, all in one go. Now I need to let these go tacky now, don't I? Spend half my life waiting for glue to go tacky. There we go. And we're going to hope that that fits. Right, so these have had a chance to go tacky now, so I'm going to bring those two pieces up together. So that will sit much more as I wanted it to sit. And her feet, hopefully I haven't glued too much, her feet will slide in there. And then you can see that she's still got her feet even when she's on her stand, and she'll stand up now just nicely. Okay, won't leave her in there because I'll glue her in there. I know I will. I've done it before. Right, let's see if we can get this thing. Oh, this isn't tacky enough. These long edges I haven't tapered. If you want to just go in and give that a little bit of an edge. like that, to make your fold easier, then you can do it. I haven't. There we go. There's your box. There's your lid. Oh, that's way too big. Look at that. I'm going to go and redesign this lid so that when you're doing yours, it fits. I've obviously made some kind of calculation error there, but there we go. That's the lid. That's on. And I'll remake yours for you. She's going to fit in her little place. That's a really nice design. I'm very, very happy with that. Right, so there we are. We have actually finished. Now what I'm going to suggest to you, if you don't want to make all of these pieces, don't make all of these pieces. There's a lot in here. I'm aware of that. I'm annoyed with myself for that. Look at that. Wonder what I've done. Oh, I can see what I've done. Yeah. With my miscalculation. But I'm going to go with this for the sake of the video rather than remake it. And like I say, yours will be right. Originally, you see, I was just going to go with the ottoman, which can go in various places. It's designed to be the same width as the bed, so it can go at the end of the bed. Your rocking chair was designed to go in here. And that's all I was going to go with originally. And then I thought, well, no, you need to go the extra mile, Parish, and you need to make a little paper doll here. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my God, I wish you could see it from this angle. I'll bring the camera down so you can see. So here we are. This is what it looks like from my sort of angle. You can see that it's quite full, and I've left out the table there. So if you don't want to use all of these pieces supplied in this kit, then by all means don't, but the option is there for you to mix and match and pick and choose as you like. So I hope you've loved that. I think it looks absolutely fabulous. I'm really, really pleased with it. I'm going to go back up to the top now. So there are two things left for me to consider. One of them is do all these pieces fit inside the suitcase when it's closed? And the other is, how are we going to close this suitcase? So there we go. It fits. And my last consideration is, how the heck are we going to keep this closed, because it wants to open. So I'm going to, okay, what I've decided off camera is that I'm actually going to go with a magnet on this. And what I've done here is I've taken one of these spare pieces that you've got, I've folded it in half, I've glued it together, and then I've placed it on top of here. Now I know that this is 2 inches, so if you want to measure you can do. I've just placed mine on there, loosely made a fold, folded it quite gently. I don't need a real hard fold there, and you can see that my paper is splitting because I'm asking an awful lot of these 2 sheets of card, and that's normal. This is great card. I use this all the time, but even this has its limits. So if I just ink that there, I'll cover those up. Now I had started to round off my corners here, but I've since had a rethink, and what I'm going to do now is, this is going to sit over here. I'm going to glue that on. I think that looks fine as a design addition, and then I'm going to cut this down a little bit more, and I'm going to pop a magnet on here. That's the way I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start by trimming mine down a little bit further. You can come into a V if you like. It doesn't have to be a V that meets in the middle. It could be a V with a little straight bit in the middle there. I'm going to go for me circle, or for me rounded corner. It might not be perfect, but I don't mind. You can use a template or draw around something if you want to. And then by the time I ink that up, that's going to look pretty good. Right, off to find my magnets. So here are my magnets, my north and south facing magnets. I'm going to put those to one side for a minute because I want to glue this back section on first. And the tall piece, the deep piece, is our back, because when we open it, we want to open the floor towards us. So choose your back, which is my long piece here, and I'm going to glue that in place and put my magnet on lastly. So I want this to glue really, really nicely and securely. So I'm going to use my big glue and make sure I get a good amount of glue on there. Going to let that go tacky. Oh, incidentally, I've lost them again now. Whilst I was looking at how I was going to resolve this closure issue, I also found these two little pieces that I hadn't used and I hadn't cut out, but you've got those in the kit as well. There's a little cat and there's a little goldfish bowl that you're going to put together in the same way as you put the lamp together, like that. And the cat I had in mind to actually glue down onto the end of the bed here, but it'll go in a few different places. He'll go on the rocking chair, for instance. And the reason I wanted to put him on the bottom of the bed, if you remember, we've got a little mouse hiding under the bed there. So there we go. You do what you like with that little guy, but he's lovely. Wanted to include a cat in the room. Right, let's stick this on, shall we? Let's see if this has had a chance to go tacky and get a bit gluey with it. Brilliant. So feed this through my handles. I'm going to line it up in the centre and press that in place. There, I'm going to give that a chance. I think I'm going to give that a chance to dry. Might not. It looks lovely. I like that as a design addition. I think it just adds something. What you could do here as well, of course, you've got this now that looks like this. Can you see it all going on the video? So your front comes around like this, and then your magnet closure will go there. So it's complete. My project is complete, and this case is really beautiful even without the contents. So I'm really, really happy with it all. I hope you are too. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy my kind of gung-ho approach to papercraft and the lack of measuring and so on. It makes it so much more fun, and you don't have to be afraid of it. You can just do what I do and make it up as you go along. I'm kidding, obviously. Have a lot of fun with it, and I will see you next time.